What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another solo Star Wars reaction from me, the Bad Batch. Episode number 16. We have finally made it to the season finale of this long journey, and part one of the finale was an absolute banger. It was emotional, it was powerful. We saw the beginning of the destruction of Kamino, which... that was pretty insane. I actually didn't think it was going to go down that way. I thought it was going to be a little bit more resistance, but they just got everyone out and blew it up. It's like, damn, that is just the way the Empire is handling things and the way the Empire is just getting things done. It's like really efficient. It's really scary. And we keep talking about it. I feel like one of the best parts of this show is watching the Empire kind of grow from the bottom and just grow and just see them get their footprints in on all these systems and all these worlds. And it's just so insane watching the beginning of the end for Kamino and just all those rooms and the labs, everything just empty, and the music in that episode was the music's been amazing. And it's just brought so much emotion, and Omega being like, hey, this is where it all started. This is where like we were all created. And the fact that Omega is older than the Bad Batch is a really interesting thing. She obviously doesn't have the enhancements and the speeding up of her age and growth and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty wild. And that like felt like a really powerful moment. And then the whole situation with Crosshair and him saying like, I had the chip removed and I made the decision to do this and do that. And he threw a bunch of shade. And I actually like, there was sympathy there for Crosshair because of how the whole situation played out. And I don't know how this is going to work out here because they're on Kamino as it's getting bombed on. And yeah, I mean, I have a bad feeling that we're going to lose somebody in this episode, in this finale. And you know, I can't wait to see how they wrap this up. It's been a wild journey. They've had so many cameos and so many different storylines and just so much different stuff playing out in this show. It's been a really fun journey. And I'm just super fascinated to see how this finale gets wrapped up with the Kamino storyline. Is there anything new that we're going to find out about any of the characters? Anything else in terms of development with Omega? I still feel like I got a lot of questions. I don't know if we're going to get those answers in this season, maybe season 2. I don't know. But yeah, there's still a lot of questions. I'm very curious to see where this is all going. But yeah, who's going to get out? How do they get out? How is this going to play out? What is this going to do with the Empire? There's so many questions. I'm ready to jump into this finale. I can't wait to check it out. You ready? Let's go. Kamino lost. Damn, dude. Dude, this is so insane. Oh, shit, dude. Obliterated.
The cities have been destroyed, sir. All Kaminoan facilities have collapsed into the sea.
Very good.
Wow.
Rendezvous with the fleet.
I do not wish to alarm you, but if you do not vacate this compartment, you will soon perish, and I will be left here on my own.
Alright, this is tense. Dude, the visuals in this show have been fantastic. The animation has been so good.
You survived the aerial bombardment, but are now moments away from drowning.
Get this off of me!
Dude better be grateful now. Like, no more trying to kill the Bad Batch, Crosshair, okay? Omega just could have left you there to drown, but she didn't.
What have you done? The Empire opened fire on the city. We weren't gonna leave you behind. If you want to stay here and die, that's your call.
go.
Dude, that's rough.
Hold on to something.
I mean, it just feels like it's building towards something that's ending. Like, there's no way they all make it out of this. Like, this is insane.
This is our room? Check it out. Our board's still here.
All those missions together, and you threw it away. Soldiers follow orders.
Blind allegiance makes you a pawn. A real leader protects his squad.
They're all going to die because of your failed leadership.
Damn, dude.
We landed on the underwater tunnel. If we use it to reach the base post, we could get back to the Marauder.
She's calling the shots now.
You have a better idea.
God, so much just... I get it. I get it, Crosshair. I get it. This is very emotional stuff.
The tunnel is clear.
Well, that worked out a little too perfectly.
You know, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Something on your tiny mind, Wrecker.
All that time, you didn't even try to come back. We still would have taken you.
Crosshair has always been severe and unyielding. It is his nature. You cannot change that. He cannot change that. Why are you defending me? I am not. Understanding you does not mean that I agree with you.
Damn, I felt that right there from Wrecker. That was... Damn, dude. We would have brought you back.
I think we got a problem.
I think you've had a problem. Oh, shit. As long as it doesn't chomp down on the tube, you should be okay, right? Oh, there it goes. Wait, how could there still be power? The whole fucking city's destroyed. Is there a backup somewhere? I don't know. These are the questions I ask, folks.
It appears I have caused this structure's remaining power to short out, but you have survived the transit.
The remaining power, huh? Okay.
Omega says this is where our mutations were manipulated and enhanced. How would she know? Because she was there. Omega was created before us. Technically, she is older than we are.
That kid saved your life. Unlike the Empire, who left you for dead.
You take things too personally.
They destroyed an entire city.
They did what needed to be done. Kamino, Regs, the Republic. That time is over. The Empire will control the entire galaxy, and I am going to be a part of it. Hunter, you made the wrong choice.
Fuck, dude.
All you'll ever be to them is a number.
You never liked it on Kamino, did you? I spent most of my life in this lab. I was alone down here, until you four were created. That's why I was determined to find you all again. I wanted to believe it was the inhibitor chip that made you like this, but I was wrong.
These medical capsules are our way out of here.
The buoyancy of these watertight chambers will bring us to the surface.
AZ, can you guide us to the surface?
I should be able to complete the task.
Won't that be dangerous?
Dude, this is insane. Oh my god. What a plan. Back in the tube, boys. Oh my god. What?
Doing great, AZ.
Is AZ gonna die sacrificing himself for Omega?
Don't give up. We're nearly there.
Your path is clear. I have completed my objective.
No!
Damn, dude.
I'm going after AZ.
Omega, go!
What? Aw, Crosshair. Dude, Crosshair's going through this. Dude, Crosshair needs his own spin-off now. As long as he makes it out of this episode. Which it feels like he is. Dude, he's been through it. Granted, he's made his own decisions. It is kind of interesting that he's holding a gripe with the Bad Batch for leaving him, but he's not taking it personal that the Empire basically blew him up.
It's all gone.
You coming with us?
None of this changes anything.
You offered us a chance, Crosshair. This is yours.
I made my decision.
We want different things, Crosshair. That doesn't mean that we have to be enemies.
Thank you for saving AZ.
Consider us even.
You're still their brother, Crosshair. You're my brother too.
What? What's he gonna... What? He's stuck there. What the hell? How is he gonna get off that platform? Oh, hello.
Mistress Nala Say, welcome. We are all admirers of your scientific talents. The Empire has big things planned for you.
Just like the scientist in Mandalorian. Same outfit, same patch. Alright, that was a good episode. I mean, it kind of wrapped up the story. It set up a nice little cliffhanger for something that I think we already know happens, potentially. I mean, what other big plans would the Empire have that is run by the Emperor but cloning Palpatine and Snoke, and then at some point the Grogu experiment and project, right? It seems like that's where we're going here. Just that whole situation and everything that we've seen in Mandalorian, everything we've seen in the sequel trilogy, it's got to be the beginning of that. I mean, that scientist was wearing the exact same getup as the scientist in The Mandalorian. Again, many, 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 many years down the road. But I would imagine it's a really long process to do potentially what they are trying to do. So, yeah, I mean, it sets that up. So, I've been saying since the beginning, I'm going to hold my overall thoughts until the end, and here we are. I thought Bad Batch was really fun. I thought it had a lot of really, really good story elements. I loved the development of the Bad Batch. I loved watching them grow together and the insertion of Omega with the crew and watching them grow with her and that relationship build. Crosshair, I feel like, was the star of the show, especially towards the end, where we just saw so much development with him. He kept holding his head at the end. I don't know if he just had a headache from all the action they just went through, or if there's something going on with his chip, because we kept seeing that from Wrecker, right? Kind of the same thing. Would he lie about that? Just to, I don't know, create an excuse to, like, make the Bad Batch, like, leave him alone, maybe? I don't know. That was one of those interesting things where when he kept holding his head, I'm like, oh, maybe it's not removed from his head. I don't know, but it's kind of I still have a lot of questions. Obviously, there's going to be another season. Obviously, they're not going to give you everything in the first season. They set up and planted so many seeds for things and cameos of characters that I don't know if we're going to see it play out in this show, if it's going to set up other things for other pieces of content. But like seeing Ezra as a kid, Saw Gerrera, there's so many things that were inserted into this show that we've seen through these 16 episodes. It was fun. It definitely felt like Star Wars. The music was spectacular. The visuals were amazing. Maybe one of the better animated shows I've seen. I mean, the shots of Kamino burning and crashing into the water, that almost felt like it was live action to an extent. Like, that was really, really good looking. And yeah, overall, I think it was a good show. The finale didn't blow me away like I expected it to based off of last episode. But it was really good. It was really fun episode. Like every episode in this show, whether the story drove forward or not, the action was fantastic. You felt a lot of just tenseness and just intensity throughout, and the emotion with Crosshair, which I thought he kind of contradicted himself a little bit, getting mad at Hunter for taking things too personally, but the whole point of this is him taking it personally, again, unless he's not actually making a conscious decision and the chip is actually running his mind and making his decisions for him. But like the connection with Omega, her trying to reach out and be like, you're my brother too, just come with us. Instead, they just fly away while he's on the platform and don't know if he's got a comm that's going to be able to contact someone, or if he's just going to go for a long swim, or I don't think he has a lot of options. I don't know where Crosshair goes from there, but his story has been, I think, outside of like the questions I have about Omega, I feel like Crosshair's story was the best from this first season. Just the ups and downs that he's gone through, all the decision making that he's had to, decision making, because again, we don't know exactly what's going on there. But just watching the fall of Kamino, I do kind of wish it was a little bit more action in terms of their resistance to fight back. They obviously weren't really in a position to completely fight back because the troops were essentially eliminated, and they had another batch of younger soldiers that weren't ready to fight, obviously. But the Empire and Stormtroopers, they beat you with numbers. It's not necessarily a skill thing, it's a numbers thing, and they didn't have the numbers to match up with the Empire there. But I thought the whole situation with the Empire, I do like the way Sid continued to send the Bad Batch to different parts of the galaxy to see how the Empire is building their footprint and just building the Empire to what we know it to be. And I thought that was a really, really interesting part of the show too, just being able to see the Empire kind of put out their propaganda, see who's on board, see who's not, and the way they kind of eliminated people who weren't. And yeah, the Resistance was we also got to see snippets of the Resistance starting, which I wish we got a little bit more of, but again, it didn't really fit the narrative for where the Bad Batch was going and the missions that they were running. But again, I feel like it planted a seed. I feel like it set up some stuff for either season 2 of this show or more content down the road, because we do have a lot of Star Wars content coming. So overall, I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was the most amazing first season. I mean, that first episode, I still think is my favorite one, followed up by episode 15, I think. That first episode was just seeing Order 66 play out through the eyes of the Bad Batch and seeing a young Ezra and just that whole thing kind of just play out. And then, part 1 of this finale I thought was really, really good, with all the emotion and just going to Kamino and the relationship with Crosshair and the Bad Batch and all that stuff. But yeah, I thought it was good. I was actually expecting a little bit more. They all made it out alive, which when we're watching shows, the thing that impacts me the most is character deaths. And I feel like there's nothing more impactful than a really powerful character death. And the fact that we got not even the droid dying it kind of left me a little bit flat in terms of that, because not every finale needs to be just the craziest, biggest, insane episode of TV ever where major characters always are dying. But when you're set up with a situation like they were on Kamino, and the just craziness that we saw them go through from the moment that the bomb started dropping, someone probably should not have made it out of there. And like in every show and every story, there's a lot of really big conveniences that play out, and landing on the tube perfectly so that AZ could cut a hole so that there's no water coming through, and then get into the hole. And like, there was just a lot that played into it. And again, I still have a lot of questions about Omega. And besides being the last unaltered clone of Jango, like, what else is going on with her? Why was she treated special? Again, season 1, there's a season 2. We're gonna get more. I'm really curious to see if she pops up anywhere in live action or anything like that, and just how they're gonna incorporate all these characters that we ran into throughout this entire show. I thought it was really interesting, and yeah, I think it was really good. I very much enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else we've got coming, and yeah, looking forward to season 2. But that's all I got. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it very much. It was a great action animated Star Wars show. It lives right up there with what I've seen from Clone Wars and Rebels, which, I mean, Rebels ended up becoming an epic show, in my opinion, and I mean, Clone Wars ended just on an insane level as well. But again, this is the start. This is just one season for 16 episodes. So yeah, share your thoughts down below. What'd you think of season 1 of The Bad Batch? And catch y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.